Oh, lovely pair of socks. Apex Online Racing is sponsored by Elgato, who created this lovely Stream Deck. For more information about the Stream Deck, the link is in the description below.
Good evening everybody, and welcome to Race 3 Tier 2 of AOR's Season 7 GT3 League, and we are live for 90 minutes of Barcelona. I am your host Rage F1, and I'm joined, as always, by Saffzo. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good, how are you?
Very good. We had some crazy racing this time last night with the Tier 1 boys. There was quite a surprising win from Luke Whitehead. Well, do you reckon Remy Papin can make it 2 in a row this afternoon? Nope. Well, there is some news coming out of the Tier 2 socials. Let me just go through here because we do have some incidents to kind of discuss. We have, let me just get to the right part. There was a lot of conversations about this in the Discord, but we have a race ban for the incident involving Rhea Abbey. Do you remember the very fast incident in the first sector where he went side by side with a fellow driver? I can't remember which one. They tapped, and Remy went flying off and rejoined at high speed, almost sideways, and collected a Lamborghini.
Yes.
So that incident had netted him enough points, penalty points, including the penalties attained from other races, to actually net him a race ban. Obviously, he was very disappointed in the chat, and chaos then ensued. But he unfortunately won't be joining us for this race. We have George Sazonov has a TP 30 seconds, so I'm assuming that's a time penalty of 30 seconds to serve. And then we also have Ryan Renault also with a 30-second time penalty. So we're going to have some very interesting stuff happen, I think, in this race. Obviously, we had Remy Papin win last time out, Tillon Lebeau coming through in second position, and then Alexander Irish managing to work his way back after that tap with Papin into turn 1, and Colin Sinnott with a fabulous finish in fourth position. Hopefully we're going to see some real close racing. We've got Remy Papin with 155 points, Tillon Lebeau with 150, and Pascal De Lucia with 133 points, beating Alexander Irish at the moment. Very interesting spread of the grid there. But let's have a little concentrate with some of these guys at the moment. We've got the man himself, Mr. Remy Papin, with an updated tune. Looks very floral at the back there. It's a leopard print, but in blue and red. Very nice. He's currently 6 hundredths off the time. And that's Simon Ramsier. We haven't seen him up at the top since the first race out in Paul Ricard. So very good to see him up there. As always, Alexander Irish up the top. And Pascal De Lucia joining him in fourth position. Who are you looking for to make some moves this afternoon, do you reckon?
I think it's too close to call. I don't think I can call it in qualifying in terms of race. It's going to be pretty much whoever's in the top 5.
Yeah.
And you have one of those to have a chance.
Yeah, I think Alexander Irish is going to be very racy this afternoon. I wouldn't be surprised to have someone like Colm Sinnott up there too. They all already are qualifying quite well. 143.6. Now that is a little bit slower than what we had for qualifying pace last time around. We were here yesterday. So I think we'll have some improvements. Papin coming over with a big improvement here. He will go pole for now with a 143.2. He's setting the pace then in front of Simon Ramsier. Really good job from him by the looks of things. Another person looking like he's going to make some moves at the moment is Jan Climbs. Currently 0.3 up on his time. Let's jump on board, I think. and see how he's doing. Running around with the Verve Racing Porsche, all purple and such. So yeah, some real upsets then, with penalties going to affect the running order of this race. But no Rare Abbey. That's one of the leaders of the pack. Unfortunately, not going to take part. Didn't have a very good race last week, and it's been compounded with a race ban. That's going to be very interesting to see what happens with his points. Let's have a look, see where he is in the standings at the moment. Rare Abbey. Well, of course, I'm not going to be able to find it because all use nicknames. It's a little bit annoying. Might have to come back to that. Oh, there you go, found him. Car number 20. He's actually in 39th position. He's not got many points at the moment. Actually, he's not got any points at the moment. So, interesting stuff. So I was saying then, Jan Climbs was going to put in a good time, and he definitely did that. He's currently knocked Ramsey down a position. He is only 100th, pretty much, off Remy Papin at this point. So really, it's anyone's game. Matthias Bugas, currently in the Bentley. He is up on his time at the moment, so we'll stay with him, see if he can make any improvements. It's interesting to see what people are going to do with this strategy. Do you think we're going to have chaos into turn 1 again?
No, I think that's actually going to be a bit cleaner. I think yesterday was a bit of an anomaly.
I mean, I hope and pray that it was an anomaly. I'm not sure how these guys will do going through turn 1, 2, 3. It's a bit of a tricky one to get right, to be honest. It's never easy. A lot of cars in the pits at the moment. They're just about to start their second runs at their quali times. I know we've got some updates to the paint schemes today as well, so might see some cars. It's really quite annoying for us because we kind of cotton on to what they look like, and they run in and then change their paint scheme, just like Remy Papin has. It does somewhat make it harder for us. It's got a little meme on the side of the car there at the back. Someone dabbing, but I can't quite see who it is. Do you like a good dab, Saf?
Pardon?
I said there's someone dabbing on the side of Remy Papin's car. I said, do you like a good dab?
No.
Not one for the dabbing, are you?
No.
Definitely not. You know what one
back
I am?
in the day, yeah.
Back in the, I mean, dabbing's kind of like died a death, isn't it? It's not really very funny. It's a bit like what was that other dance that went crazy for a bit?
That's not specific enough.
I reckon it came just about after the dab. All the kids were doing it. Shuffling or something like that. What was it called?
I really
And swing their arms left and right as they kind of dance around.
Floss.
Flossing. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could never really floss, I'm not going to lie.
I don't even want to.
An anti-flosser. You won't catch me tripping on that floss boy. James Cowley currently doing a good job. This is one laddie we haven't spoken about yet. He's not been mentioned towards the top end of the grid. We didn't. He had a somewhat funny end of his race. Went really long, didn't he, last time out in Donington? Didn't really work for him, and he ended up really losing a few points, but he was leading for a good old time of it. He's currently, it's actually a 10th down on his best time. So track temps are pretty high. We've got 30 degrees air temp and 33 degrees track temp. Wind is nominal. We've got nothing whatsoever. No wind. Lack of wind. Wind deficiency.
All of those.
Are you deficient in wind?
No.
No? Love a bit of wind.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Right. James Cowley's coming through the final sector. A little bit tricky. He's got to navigate some policemen, some sausages. He's going to fire himself down the back straight here, and we'll stay on board, I think, with James Cowley, and we'll give you guys a bit of a lap guide through. Can't remember what gears it is around into turn 1, probably into second. Staying close to the inside curb there, but sacrificing his speed. I would have maybe taken a little bit more of an aggressive run into turn 3, but he doesn't. All of the curb into 4. Good stuff. He's got a bit of traffic ahead. He's currently matching his best time. That's not going to help him though. Missed the apex by a good mile. He's not down on his time. Everyone at the moment hasn't been able to improve. Maybe the track's evolving somewhat weirdly. Got a lot of cars on track at the moment. I think everyone is.
Probably going to see improvements from everyone.
Possibly. Jimmy Holm has improved only slightly. He's up 2/10. We might see Jimmy Holm jump. Might actually be threatening for pole here, actually. Mr. Holm. He's actually jumped down a 10th now. He's just started his lap though. Where is he? Yeah, coming through turn, I think. Oh no. Yes it was, yeah, turn 4. Jump back with Cowley then, see if he can make any improvements. Actually a 10th down now. I think he's just actually got the, yeah, he's bowed out of it. Get another run. He'll line up and have another go, I think, as he is now. Right, let's hop on board with some of these boys then. Jack Young currently 2/10 up on his best time. Going through the middle sector, and he's getting a good old draft from Remy Papin here. He's going to get towed all the way down this straight. It's a good place to get towed. Remy Papin gets well out of the way. Still 2/10 up. Could see a challenge for the pole. Possibly if he can find himself another 10th, which he has, and then subsequently lost again. There's probably 2.5 up at the moment. Yep, 3/10 up. We could see a challenge here from Jack Young. Just got to keep it together through this final chicane. And hopefully we can see a change. Oh, I think he's lost all of his time. Let's see if he moves. I don't think he will. Nope. Slight improvement, but nothing to write home about, unfortunately, for Jack Young. He's done it all perfect, apart from that last sector, so he knows where he needs to improve. That's got to be gut-wrenching, right?
Absolutely.
Mark Batista in the Bentley behind. He is a couple of 10ths up, and he's lost it too. Coming through the final corner. I don't think he's going to improve. I think that's where people are losing their time in the final sector. Maybe the slow stuff's not working at the moment. Coming across the line, no improvements from him. He stays 8th position. A lot of these guys are out at the moment. A lot of the guys out on pole are out at the moment. Papin's out. Jan Climbs is out. He is not going to improve. He may possibly challenge here. He's on the cusp of going pole. Jan Climbs coming across the line. No improvement. He may also be just starting a lap, so we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Ramsier, no further action from him this afternoon. He will stay 3rd, may even fall down a place or 2 if anyone can out-qualify him. So Jan Climbs, I think, is probably one of the only guys here who can make improvements. Adam Dubell is a 10th up, so's Colson. That's not going to be enough to overthrow the top guys at this stage. He's down in 9th position. Seeing a little bit more of a battle for pole this afternoon. It was almost settled straight away last time. Malinowski coming through and getting the pole. Couldn't convert it though, so anything can happen in this race. Good stuff from Remy Papin though, putting it on pole again after the fantastic win last time out. Jan Climbs is actually up at the moment, which is going to be very exciting to see what he can do at the end of his lap. He was a 10th up, so he's probably only half a 10th up now. We'll see what he can do in the latter end. Adam Dubell about to come across the line. He is up. He might improve. He might go into the top 3. We'll stay on board with him as he comes across the line. Right, are we going to see any movement in the top? No, we don't. Stays 6th position. Jack Young's done. Jan climbs then, coming through the final sector. He could improve here. We could see a change. He's following the cars in the slipstream. He looks like he's pulling over, to be honest. I don't think he's done it. We don't have an improvement. Remy Papin, and I think, is going to take it for today. Jan climbs joining him on the top row. Simon Ramsier and Philip Watzik just behind. Jimmy Holm and then Adam Dubel. Jack Young, Pascal, Mark Bastida, Consonant, all in the top 10. We've got James Cowley in 11th, Stuart McLeod 12th, Matisse in 13th, Patrick Strauss in 14th, Daniel Brunschitz in 15th, Sir Williams, good qualifying from him today, 16th position, Mattia in 17th, Alexander Irish not putting down the pace this afternoon in 18th position, Paul Jarabuski in 19th, other Matthias in 20th position, Jan Garbus in 21st, he's down a little bit this afternoon, Vitaly Lemarenko in 22nd, Vince van Merveld, wow, 23rd position, didn't improve very much. We've got George Sozanov in 24th, Christian Hauser, is it? I think it's S for the B. Then we got Nawiki in 23rd, Jay Fang in 27th, Quintin Sill in 28th, and then we've got Ludvigsen in 29th, Timon Nabu, currently second place, I think he finished last time out. He's starting 30th, Ada Slow in 31st, Pauli in 32nd, then we got Matt York in 33rd, Paolo Lima in 34th, Ryan Renard with the penalty he needs to serve this afternoon, he's in 35th, Jay Trickle in 36th, I think we got Frank Pederazzini in 37th, we've got John Papil in 38th, Marcus Storr in 39th, and then Kropp, unfortunately, dead last. Well. Well. I didn't expect that, to be fair. Remy Papin, I asked you at the beginning, what do you think he's going to be able to do? Not as much as last week. However, he has put it on pole. So, Jean Climbs joining him. That's going to be an interesting first corner.
Yes.
I mean, it's a long old race. We're going to see people changing tyres. We're going to see people doing different fuel strategies. Do you think we'll have people going for the change your tyres but don't change your fuel strategy like we had last time?
We've seen it before, so stands to reason we see it again.
Yeah. So, I think people like Mark Bastida in P9 could possibly pull a fast one. Stuart McLeod also, and Matthias, all in Bentleys. I think it's just about possible to go the whole distance on one tank of fuel, which would be very, very interesting to see if they do that. But we will see. 1 minute 42 to count us down. Now, has it automatically applied those penalties that we were talking about? Let's have a look. Yes, it has. There you go. So you've got George Sazonov with 30 seconds and Ryan Renard with 30 seconds. Now, they can take that in a pit stop, can't they?
Yep.
Get that over with. Whether they do it straight away or wait, it's down to them. I mean, there's benefits of just getting it done, right? Because if you get it done straight away, the closer you're going to be to a pack that is quite close together, I guess. So, I don't know. If I was them, I would probably think about coming in within a lap or two and just getting it done. Because you're going to have some people injured after the first lap. There's definitely going to be something going on, I think. What would you do in that situation?
In which situation?
With a penalty, big old penalty, like that, 30 seconds.
Yeah, just take it as soon as possible.
Just come straight in, get it done.
Yep. Get it out your mind, out of business.
Yep, I think so. Right, we have 20 seconds until we're going live for round 3. think after this week, we've got one more week and we're halfway through the season already. It's not a very long season. Got a funny feeling it's only 6 races, you know. Let me just double check. There's 8 races, yeah. After the next one, which is Laguna Seca, we are past halfway. So we're about to go live. They're pulling away. They're going to jostle for their positions and stay, hopefully, where they should be. We don't want to see any crazy penalties being applied. Too early, at least. I think, rather than Helicam, maybe we should stay with someone here and see what happens into turn 1. Remy Papin leads them away. Jean climbs on the other side of the grid, holding his position quite well. We see everyone else round the last corner. Helicam does get a good old start, to be fair. Maybe we should stay with Helicam for the beginning. Right, they're green. They're green, green, green. We've gone racing then. There is already tussling going on towards the back end. I think that's Ramsey looking for positions already. Jean climbs, tucks into the back of Remy Papin. And here comes turn 1. Are we going to see any casualties going in already? The top 10 at least get through okay, but it looks like a little bit of a bunch up towards the back. Looks like they're doing okay. Oh, there is knocking. There's a McLaren there. I think that's Brunschwitz or Sir Williams going off, but I think they're okay. Oh no, there is a spin there. That's the Ferrari. Yep, that's Matthias.
And Ryan Renoir and Paulo Lima.
So there was
3 cars involved.
There was drama going into turn, I think 3 again. It's a hard corner to navigate without having some sort of incident. Remy Papin running away. Jean climbs, trying to stay with him. There is a little bit of a closer gap with Pascal de Lucia. And Jack Young fighting through. That's pretty damn close right there. Don't want to be doing too much drastic fighting through 9. We come down towards 10. De Lucia holding line. Oh no, that was Young, sorry. Oh, and he's gone into the side of De Lucia. Right, okay. That's definitely not holding line. James Cowley luckily gets out of the way, and that is actually Jack Young waiting for De Lucia, which is good to see. But he's lost a lot of places now. Right. Holmes going for the win, says Haiku. Don't go 3 wide. Hashtag. I think they tried to go 3 wide. Remy Papins do a great job at the start. He's not stuffed that up in any way, shape or form. This front pack has already started to run away. Is there going to be heroics? Trying to join the pack a little bit further down, see if we're going to see any crazy stuff going through turn 1, 2 and 3, but I don't think we're okay.
You don't think we're okay?
I think we're okay, sorry.
Ah.
Sorry. Just looking at the front of Pascal de Lucia's car, and it looks absolutely ruined. After that incident at turn 10, it's completely gone. He's got Matt York for company now. Stay on board with Matt York. See if he can make moves. He's got Limarenko and De Lucia.
Also an update on the collisions that happened lap 1, turn 3. Lima's incident was actually separate to that of the Ferraris.
Okay, oh wow, right. So what, did he spin on his own accord, or?
Not quite. He was okay, so it was actually connected to it. You saw the Ferrari sideways on the track, went to the left to avoid, but didn't realise there was a car next to his right-left wheel, steered into that car, that sent him into the barrier, and said car behind into the gravel. But then in terms of what actually happened with said Ferrari, it was this understeer.
Okay. Maybe got caught up in the dirty air and just hit that left side, or just literally understeered off?
Yeah, literally just understeered into a car.
Okay, right.
And then the only one caught out by it was Lima. And Renoir, obviously.
So after that, Matt York makes short work of DeLucia's injured car. Oh my goodness! Couldn't quite see who that was going up the inside of DeLucia. Was that Limarenko? Or Ludvigsen? It looked like Ludvigsen. It was. He was on the grass trying to overtake into turn 1 on the inside. Not really too sure that is a line. I mean, it is a bit of a joke when they're racing with friends and you see quite a crazy line. There's a line here somewhere, but I don't think there's a line there. Definitely not on the grass on the inside of turn 1. I mean, he's cost himself any damage, I think. He's got some damage on the rear. Only a little bit. That's definitely not the fastest way.
Fair bit of battling going on behind them as well.
Let's have a look. Paul Jobazowski looks like he's very close to Jan Garbus. There's battling going on everywhere. Brunschitz is also getting involved, getting his elbows out. I can see with Steinhauser. I think he's had to back off slightly. We'll stay on board with Powell.
Oh, collision at turn 1.
Oh my goodness, that's got to be involving the big guys.
Yep, that was Adam Dubil and Ramsey.
Okay. Yeah, Ramsey is the spinner. Ramsey was the one who took a dive onto the sausage curbs. So who did he join? Who took him off? Did you see roughly?
Adam Dubil.
Okay.
I was actually on board because they were going pretty much side by side down the straight.
You were on board with it.
I watched the replays to double check to make sure I didn't give him some shit. But from what I remember, it was just Adam going for a move, tapped the rear end, spun him round.
Okay.
The rest is history.
Oof.
Oof indeed.
Big oof. Oofs all round. So Sir Williams is very close at the moment to Powell. We were on board with Powell going into turn 1. Oh, Sir Williams. That was very close. I thought it was going to go straight into the back at turn 7, but I think we're all good. He's got Alexander Irish behind. He's not having a very good race. Down in 18th position, but he's looking to make moves. It's one of the better looking cars, I'm not going to lie. Roadrunner Racing.
Watching it back, the Dubil Ramsey incident might be a racing incident because it was just both of them going for the apex. Dubil didn't go as far to the right as they could have. Ramsey didn't go as to the left as they could have.
Okay.
They both could have avoided it.
Bit of a tussle then, bit of a tip tap.
Yeah, tip tapper.
A little lazy tip
has
tap.
put Ramsey down to 10th now, behind Matus Bugus.
Matus Bugus.
Matus Bugus.
It sounds like he needs to open like one of those artisan bread factories.
Well, he already has one open, didn't you know?
I reckon he has. Matus Bugus Boutique. He sells a range of artisan pastries. We're on board at the moment with Irish. See if he can get on the back of Sir Williams. Oh, he's on the grass. That's definitely not the fault. What is up with these guys being on the grass? He's taking a leaf out of Ludvigsen's book and jumping straight to the grass. Not making money moves at the moment, so we won't bore everyone by staying on board with him. We'll jump to Matt York, who looks like he is getting very close to Brunschitz in P26. I think the guys at the very front, if you could keep an eye, see what's happening with Papin. We don't want to see any moves, or miss any moves, I should say. I think looking at the splits, we are quite close, but not close enough. We've got Jay Fang looks the closest out of those guys, on the back of Jack Young, but Matt York is also pretty close back here. John Papil also very close, going side by side, almost hitting Pauli, but I think they almost came together, but they're all good.
Irish might be going for the move down into turn 1. Oh, bit of a tap, but nothing too major. No positions lost so far. And Irish might have just let Williams back through, a bit unclear, but that might have been a let back through.
It looked a little bit like that. I joined just as he was letting him back through. Maybe he felt the overtake wasn't quite good
behind
cricket.
Jack Young on Van Meerville.
God, they're going side by side. Into 7 is definitely not
One of
fun.
them's got to back out.
They're going through together, just a little bit slower than everyone else. Van Merville, I think, is the winner.
The door open for Fang, but that door gets shut.
Yep.
And they carry on their merry way.
They're all very close at the moment. Fang going for a desperate move up the inside, and there is touching. I think they're okay. So Jack Young.
Let's let Steinhuser also get in. Goes down the inside of Fang. Nice and easily done. Ada slow right behind, looking for any opportunity to get past.
So Jack Young was a big loser from the beginning there. He's down in 20th position. He didn't start that far down, did he?
I can't remember where he started. But I'll actually give it a small check on the replay.
I don't think he started that far down. It seems a bit strange to see him all the way down in 20th position, seeing as Sazonov is above him, and he definitely started behind him. Maybe caught up in that beginning. I didn't think he did get caught up though. Never mind. Right. Remy Papin still leading, doing a sterling job. Jan climbs behind in the Vivara Racing Porsche, looking absolutely shiny as ever. Philip Witzak, followed by Adam de Beel and Jimmy Holm. Is actually very close. We might stay with these boys, actually, to be fair, because Jimmy Holm is looking very racy this afternoon. Up in 5th position. I don't think we've seen him this far up, to be fair. I know he was racing very competitively around Donington, but Barcelona is a little bit more, I think, a little bit more up these guys' street, isn't it, than Donington in the wet. Definitely.
Yeah,
definitely prefer that, this to that. Well, not getting a very good drive through the last corners. 15 was awful. 16 a little bit better, but I think Adam de Beel's going to hold on for another lap. Jimmy's going to drop back at least half a second, and that's exactly what he did. He's in the another homing missile team. Right.
Also, the reason Young is so far down is what you mentioned earlier about him slowing down after a collision. Ah,
yes, I remember. That's why. Oh, he threw it all the way in that little bit of a slowdown to try and... it was... memory. Was it DeLucia he was waiting for after the incident? Yeah. So Colm Sinnott currently, he finished 4th position for us last time out with his amazing strategy. He's in 7th at the moment, doing a good job. Stuart McLeod behind in the Bentley, but McLeod looking very racy behind. Might see some moves quite soon going on around this point. I'll be very surprised to see who decides to come into the pit soon. No one dived in like we thought they would, did they? Apart from maybe some people who had to for damage.
Yeah, only DeLucia and Lima have come in.
Yeah, it's forced their hand, I think, more than anything. Stuart McLeod saying he's not fast, just furious.
Fast and furious.
He said not fast, just furious.
Okay.
Heiko said Holm would not outbrake himself in the final chicane if he had the socks. What socks are we talking about, Saf?
I don't know. Educators could say.
Well, it's not just any old socks, mate. it's what these boys, if they come away with the championship win for Season 7, they get themselves some very, very special socks. So much so, they're so special, they've actually saved into my history now. All they have to type is sim, and the next thing that comes up in the URL is sock. That's how amazing they are. Strategically placed unique grips, so you don't slip off the pedal. Cushioned heel for comfort during endurance races, mate. Breathable panels. I would say they're the most simmy socks that you could ever see. No more feet slipping off the pedals because of the uniquely placed grips that you have on both the heel and the toe. Arch support as well, and my favourite, a special Cool Max yarn that just wicks away any moisture. Wicks it away.
Doesn't wicked. Quick.
Wicks it away.
Quick.
Not sure that works. Can you say wicks it away?
Quicks.
Wicks it away.
Quicks.
Yep, definitely. McLeod looks like he's going to go for a move into turn 10. Colmson having to be somewhat approving of that. He just kind of opened the door. He knew he was there and just thought, well, I'm not going to fight you too much. I don't really want the damage. I'll come back later. Dropping the position. I think that's actually probably one of the most adult thinking overtakes I've seen in Season 7 so far. Not fighting it too much and just thinking, well, you know, if you're faster, you're faster. I'll see if I can get back on you when I'm behind. That's probably a good way to do it. Come away with no damage, and he's going to have the run down into turn 1. Colm Sinnott not getting in the way here of Stuart McLeod. He's obviously a bit slower, not wanting to hold anyone up. Moves out the way, lets him past. Down into 8th position then for Colm. Remy Papin's already pulled a second from Jan Climbs. Jimmy Holmes getting very close though. I think we'll stay with Jimmy for the time being.
Delicious made a mistake.
Ooh.
And that's let Matus Bugus in.
Matus Bugus. With his artisan pastries. Sorry.
Oh, sorry, that wasn't a mistake. That was Jalicia letting them through.
Ah,
He's a lap down.
Yeah, because of his awful damage.
From his pit stop.
Jimmy Holmes looking very racy now at the moment behind Adam. Adam's going to have to go defensive into 10. Jimmy dives for the outside. And there's contact. Ooh. Very silly contact. I don't get why you make contact through that corner. There's so much room. And that's only going to affect Jimmy. Side-on contact. Not great. Don't understand why there was contact there. It was completely unnecessary. But anyway, it's done. Jimmy Holmes going to have to wait. He's dropped back now a couple of tenths. But Adam's not had a great run through the final chicane.
Oh, good exit there.
Yeah. Sacrifice entry for exit, maybe.
Yeah. Slow in, fast out.
Yeah. Don't think Jimmy's going to have enough in the tank for turn 1 ruckus. Got to wait another turn. Another roll of the dice. Oh, I've got water all over me. It's never good. It wouldn't happen if I was wearing... What did we say that we were going to call the sim pants yesterday?
I
can't remember now. What were they called? Unstreakables. Get you a set of unstreakables, mate. You can wear them with your sim socks, with your sim gloves.
And your sim gloss.
Yeah.
The gloss that never slips and puts water all over you.
Yeah. It's because I've got ice in it. It's got all the condensation around the outside.
Well, why do you have ice?
Why?
Yes.
Because it's warm.
It's not that warm.
It's warm enough to permit ice in my drink. I think it's warranted. It's pretty much
can just put a
springtime. I mean, I could open the window, but then everyone hears me talk about sim socks.
Yeah, do you not want to spread the good message?
This isn't the Book of Mormon.
No, it's the Book of Sim Socks.
The Book of Sim Socks. Ah. Oh dear.
Anyway, back to the race.
Back to the race. Jimmy Holmes doing a fantastic job trying to hold on to Adam. as Remy Papin extends his lead by another couple of tenths from Jan Climbs. Don't think anyone's got anything in the arsenal to keep them back. Someone who is getting very close. Let's have a look. Sorry, Matthias Bugus on Ramsier. I think he's got it done, hasn't he? I think we missed a...
he got past Sinnott, not Ramsey.
Ah, Sinnott was it. Okay. So Sinnott struggling then. That's the second person he's let past. Actually, we missed that overtake. Sorry, guys. Jan Garbus also making moves into turn 1. Or getting overtaken. Either or. Oh, we've got someone going off at turn 1 also.
That was Patrick Strauss.
Yeah. Oh, he's letting a lot of people through. That's never good. Sir Williams, all the way back to Sir Williams. A nice little gaggle of cars here. Just running outside the top 10. And it's led by Mattia Bugnara in the Team Penis. Literally.
How about that?
I mean, it's so very apt for this race.
Yep.
Mattia Bugnara, currently 11th position for Team Penis. The number 9 car streaking away with a gusto only attained by a Ferrari. I mean, it's got a lovely sheen to it. The car, I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. Followed by James Cowley. We've got George Sazonov. Not done his pit stop yet. Jan Garbus then, and then from Powell, I always struggle with his surname, but it's fabulous. Jarzebuski. 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 I'll get it right one day.
Who are you trying to say?
Jarzebuski. P15.
What?
Powell Jarzebuski.
Zabowski.
Have you seen The Big Lebowski before?
Yes.
What did you think?
It's alright.
See, I normally ask people that, and depending on what what answer they give is kind of how I rate them as a person. I'm glad that you enjoyed it. It's such a funny film. Anyway. Jean
Right, the only reason I watched it was because of how Thor was in Endgame.
Because of how, really? Well, because
Yeah.
he looked a bit like the Big Lebowski.
Yeah. And I heard all and it's like, ooh, maybe I should check it out.
It is so funny. I can't remember the actor's name who plays the guy with the guns all the time. It's so funny. Yeah, lots of good actors in that film. It's great.
Anyway, I started, bless. Speaking of Bowski, Jean Zabowski is being overtaken by Sir Williams.
He is. I'm just going to call him the Big Lebowski now.
Oh no.
Yeah.
The interview's happening with John Zabowski, and you better bring it up.
Powell the Big Lebowski.
Oh,
there was a little
very
rub.
nearly a spin.
Yeah, it was.
I'm actually not sure how that was on a spin.
I have no idea, actually. Sir Williams managing to hold on. Yeah. I think Powell is Polish, because he's part of the Forza Italia.pl esports team.
That would suggest it, wouldn't it?
Yeah. But, Patrick Strauss is on the back of Sir Williams now. He's looking to make up his places. He unfortunately had to give up into turn 1 last time around in the really cool liveried Audi PRS Motorsport. I can't remember who else is running in the PRS team in Tier 1, but we do have another runner with that livery, don't we? Yeah, we definitely do. Yeah, with the purple and blue lines down the side. Must be a popular team. Nico Greco saying casually talking about the Big Lebowski during the league race. I mean, why not? This is the kind of content you can expect from me and Saf, right? It's going to be off the cuff.
Clearly they haven't heard the conversations about wizards.
Yes, at least it's not about wizardry. We haven't got onto many forms of wizardry.
Or cookies.
Or cookies, yeah.
Or the definition between a sorcerer and a wizard.
Exactly. Again, that goes back to the whole wizard kind of
Yes.
scope. Yeah. I mean, you don't get that anywhere else but here. I mean, arguably...
Who's your favourite Gandalf?
Who's my favourite Gandalf? Oh, don't get me
Yes.
started, because there's so many different realms of Gandalf. Right, are we talking about film Gandalf or book Gandalf, first of all?
Either and or both.
Okay, right, so book Gandalf, definitely. And I would say Gandalf when he's an immortal, he hasn't come to Middle-earth yet. Actually, no, maybe Gandalf as he just comes to Middle-earth and he gets in there with the elves. I don't think he's taken current form of Old Man Gandalf, but he would have done, because when he comes to Middle-earth, he has to take the form of an old wizard to show that he's not immortal. And he forgoes all of his power, or most of his power, because obviously he'll be too powerful to be on Middle-earth in the first place. He's a guardian, he's a watchful protector. He's pretty much Batman.
But much wiser.
But much wiser, and he's got a cape and a hat. Loves fireworks.
Batman's got a cape.
He does, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, there we go. It's Marcel Kleinschmidt runs the livery.
Oh, yeah,
Marcel
okay, I remember
Kleinschmidt
now,
runs it.
now.
Yeah. So we're too busy talking about Mithrindir. Who's your favourite Gandalf?
I mean, him after he's just come to Middle-earth, that's definitely one of them. I wasn't at... Oh, there's an incident, by the way. Car 161.
Yes. 161. That's Strauss.
So something must have happened in that.
Oh, gee. Just as we're
Actually,
talking about Marcel Kleinschmidt. Oh, dear.
I shall check the replay to see what happened.
Yeah, he's
what
gone all the way
car-
back down.
He's 161, isn't he,
Yeah,
Strauss?
161. He's in 33rd now because of that.
Okay, let's see what happened to him.
He's managed to stop, actually.
Okay, so he actually lost quite a bit of time beforehand to that battle with Sir Williams, etc. Yeah, so the lap beforehand, he got on a sausage curb, lost the rear end, and then he lost the place to Irish.
Yep.
And then, out of, I think it's turn 5?
Mm-hmm.
Turn 5 is the left-hander after you get into the middle sector, isn't it?
Turn 5 is... Yeah, so after the long right-hander of 3, you then have a small right-hander of 4, and then it's a left-hander of 5.
Yeah, okay. So on the exit of 5, he gets a tap from Young.
Oh, so it was a forced error. Okay.
And then Young went into the barrier, Strauss was parked in the middle of the track.
Ah, okay.
And then it appears Young teleported to the pits.
Wow, okay. Well, that's a 2-minute forced penalty before you can rejoin, so he'll probably...
Oh, he's left. He's left the race.
Yeah, I was going to say he's probably done. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a shame. That's a shame. What isn't a shame, though, is Jimmy Holmes getting very close to Adam DeBell currently. He's inside of half a second. He's been inside of half a second for quite some time before they had a little bit of an incident, and he's currently trying to hold on to the back of the Ferrari. It seems to be quite a hard task. He goes very deep into 14.
Yeah. I think he just needs Adam to make a mistake in order to have a chance. Otherwise, it's looking like a bit of a stalemate at the moment.
Remy Papin absolutely flying now, 4 seconds ahead of the pack. You haven't seen anyone run away like this around Barcelona. Yesterday it was a very close race, but this one, Remy Papin looks like he's on another plane entirely. We're on board at the moment with George Sazonov. He's leading James Cowley, Jan Garbus, and the Big Lebowski. Sir Williams and Irish just behind. Irish steadily making pace then, up the pack. Not having a good qualifying session. He was down in the 30s at the beginning. He's now up to 17th position. So a real good climb back through the field. Brugnara currently still leading this little pack then. Colmson at a couple of seconds up the road. Yeah, good little tussle here for 12th. Anyway, you were saying, your best iteration of Gandalf.
Yes. I wasn't a very big fan of Immortal Gandalf. That was...
Well, after the battle with the Balrog?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's a mix between... Well, not a mix between, it's a battle between him after he's just come to Middle-earth, the one you were on about,
yeah.
and the one we see in the films.
Yeah.
Gandalf the Grey.
So Gandalf's pretty much just like, he's literally just the persuasive man. He just makes people do stuff to get the ball rolling against evil. He's the great persuader. I love Gandalf.
He is the side protagonist.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. To be fair, without Gandalf, there wouldn't be any of them.
Definitely not.
Wouldn't
They
be
would have all been Garners.
Wouldn't be Hobbit. Wouldn't be Lord of the Rings. I'm talking like the book wasn't built around him anyway, but pretty much was. I'm very excited to see what Amazon do with the license for the upcoming show. I've heard they've spent $500 million already,
yes,
or at least allocated that amount of money.
Very studious budget.
It's absolutely crazy. It's going to be the second age. So everything that we saw is third age.
Yeah.
Second age, I don't think involves Gandalf. I don't think it involves
it makes sense.
Any of the wizards, you know.
Any of them?
I don't think the wizards came until the third age. I'll have to fact check. I will fact check, but I don't think it will involve Gandalf. Well, one, I don't think physically they can involve Gandalf because it's like tied up in some legal stuff with whoever owns the rights to the movies. That's why it has to be a certain age that they do the movie on. Do the series on.
Yeah.
I'll have a look. Second age Lord of the Rings. Maybe it's not the second age then. Maybe it's the first age. Because Morgoth, this is what it's all about. It's about Morgoth, and I don't think Sauron and that are all there yet. Let's have a look. Second age Lord of the Rings, Gandalf. Let's have a look. Yes, so there you go. Gandalf wasn't in Middle-earth during the Second Age.
Right.
So yeah, I didn't think he was. Even though Gandalf is over 7,000 years old and somewhat immortal. So I don't know the full timeline, but I didn't think he's going to be taking part. Maybe there's some other unearthly beings that help out. I know the elves are definitely there. I think it's got quite a lot of emphasis on elves of the Woodland Realm. Which should be good to see. So you will possibly see, I can't remember his name, but Mr. Anderson, elf, might be in it. Oh, there's a big move! George Sazonov taking out Bugnara. Oh, that definitely didn't come off the way you wanted it to. That was not the best way to overtake someone. Oh no, what happened to Bugnara? He managed to get away okay. Can't see who came off worse at this stage. Jan Garbus, where's Sazonov? Yeah, Sazonov only going through 10 now. So yeah, George Sazonov came off worse.
I think James Cowley got caught up in that as well. He's dropped down to 28th.
Yeah, it's a horrible place to have a crash. That was through 7 and 8, so yeah. Not very good.
Not Who was it again? George Sazonov?
Yeah, Sazonov and who was it with? Where is he? He's in the Ferrari. There, Mattia Bugnara in the number 9 car for Team Penis. Don't see how he got that through, to be quite honest.
Ooh. Just watching it back on replay now, that is, yeah,
a little bit silly, I think.
And then Sassanov went into Cowie after that.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. So actually, Cowley was probably the one who came off worst from that because Sazonov and Rugnara pretty much went in the straight line from there. Sazonov taking a bit of a longer route, but Cowley was fully rotated and into the wall.
Oh wow, okay, we didn't see Cowley. We didn't see Cowley's effect to that, so Cowley must be all the way down now. We're about 29th in the pit. Yeah, we have to. He's probably got heavy damage. Yeah. Well, that's promoted. This man we're watching, Alexander Irish, up a couple more positions. He's gained 2 from that. Obviously because of Sazanov's decline and also Cowley. So up into 15th position. He's got 2 seconds to get to Sir Williams. Doesn't look like he's got much damage, maybe a little bit on that front splitter. So hopefully we'll see him making moves up the grid. So we probably see some pits coming off quite soon. Obviously unforced pitting. We're getting into that kind of realm, almost, of pits. But unfortunately, we don't have much of a race going on towards the top. Remy Papin's absolutely flying at this stage. Got an hour left of the race. Jan Climbs is unfortunately doesn't have everything he needs to take the race to him. Philip Witzik in 3rd position. He's getting close actually to Jan Climbs. We might see some changes in the pit stops. It'll be very interesting to see who pulls the trigger. You can see Limarenko's in. Bastida also in. Adam De Beer has managed to actually pull a little bit from Jimmy Holm now. It's outside of a second. Some would say he's lost the DRS. Can you imagine what DRS would be like in GT racing?
Probably very chaotic.
It'll be absolute chaos. It'll be quite fun to watch though.
Yes.
Steinhauser is getting very close to Irish. He's racing with the Revolution Sim Racing blue team. I can't see any blue on the car apart from some blue lights up the windscreen. The rest of the car is all black.
He's black.
All black, literally, like a TIE fighter.
Ooh.
Space Wizards. Ooh, fang up the inside of Sosnov there. And he put Sosnov round. That was not a very good thing to do into turn 10. Oh, Saznov's having an awful afternoon. I wouldn't be surprised if he pulls it in the pit soon, because he's going to be losing a lot of pace. But that definitely wasn't his fault. Jay Fang from the Yeet Gaming team, unfortunately the cause of that incident. But netted himself 17th place because of it. He's followed by Ada Slow. Right, anyone else into the pit? No. Going for another one. We've still got 50 minutes left, so you don't have to jump to the pit just yet. We've got Powley, I think, on the back of Jay Trickle. Actually, no, Powley's in the pit. So here we go. We're seeing some pitting going on, but it's towards the back of the pack. Fortunately, this race is a little bit more spread out this afternoon. We're not seeing as much wheel-to-wheel stuff as we saw yesterday. I think we were just...
collision, Sir Williams around.
Oh, I can see, yeah, everyone trying to find their way through. Oh, Ada Slow, almost collecting himself on the back there. Who was that? The Aston. I'm not sure who it was. Is it Staunheiser, maybe? Was it Christian? No, it wasn't. I can't quite see who it was. It looked like Cowley's car. Maybe it was Cowley out of the pit.
Then who tapped Williams? Or?
I'm not sure who tapped who, but it did look like Cowley's car was involved. But it was a lap down Cowley because he's had to come in for damage, so he's got more damage on the car after an incident with Williams.
I don't think Cowley's been involved in anything.
He did slam into the side of George Sazonov earlier. Had to come into the pit. Literally the last crash that we watched.
Oh no, you're right, it was Cowley.
Yeah.
Cowley a lap down.
Yeah.
Spinning someone on the lead lap. That is Ooh, there's going to be some chatter going on after this.
Yep, Sir Williams in the pit then. Yep, Cowley a lap down. He's behind, is that Powley, I think? It's not Powley, but it's one of his teammates.
Timon.
Is it Timon? Yeah. Okay, let's see if we can find some action on track that's close. Fast and Furious stuff. Let's see what's going up towards the top and what's happening with Jan Climbs. We are actually seeing Philip closing down on Jan Climbs at this stage. So it might be a battle who's going to pull the pit first. Between second and third. We've got a slight battle going on here between Jan Climbs. He's had a really good race, hasn't put a foot wrong really. But I think Philip Witczyk's got a little bit more pace. Silver Racing Team ex-Eurowash.
Eurowash.
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 I think they're trying to cram in as many words as they can there. Oh, Jan Climbs is in! That was a last minute run to the pit.
Very much so.
Andy Vanderbilt says, I guess, Sazonov will be getting another pen himself too. Possibly. Yeah, definitely. Are the time pens we're using this season served in the pits? For these guys, yeah. That's Sir Williams in the way. Blue flags, blue flags. Yes, as far as I'm aware, they get awarded penalties, and then I think the points that they get given on their license go towards time penalties. It's quite confusing. I know they definitely get given time penalties for incidents that they have to take. So like Sazonov, that was applied pre-race. So that was server-side applied. So he's had that with him since, and he'll do it on the pit. So this is a very interesting little section of the race here, because we've got a new second place man. It's quite a cool livery, this, actually. We haven't seen this one from Philippe so far. To be fair, we haven't seen Philippe this far up the grid in second position this so far this season, so this is going to be really good for him. Yeah, they're all served in the pits. Andy. Lucky W says. It's quite a cool little design he's got there, red and black, all over the sides. I think Philip will have to come in now, otherwise he's going to lose so much time. He's leading. We missed the leader coming in. Oh, he goes very wide at 13. He should be coming in now. I'll be very surprised if he doesn't. He's not, he's going for another one. Well, he is currently leading. Where's Remy Papin then? He must have come in. He has. So, very interesting part of the race for Remy, because he is going to be dealing with traffic and hoping to keep people behind him. Interestingly enough, though, Adam Dubel has pitted and he's in front of Jan Climbs. What's happened to Jan Climbs then during that pit stage? Because he's behind Adam Dubel. 2 seconds. Looks like more than 2 seconds. So not getting. Maybe it's because Adam pitted first and got some pace. Got a little bit of a gap. Okay, well there you go. So when's Philip going to pull the trigger then? When's a good time to come in? I'd say now. A lap ago.
Yeah. Yeah, I think last lap would have been the best time to do it.
Yeah, he's only hurting himself now, isn't he, really? Especially when you've got fast traffic behind you. You're being hurried along. This is not the fastest way around. You have to defend against blue flagged cars. That Powley warming his tyres in the background. It's an awful situation for both drivers, really, because Sir Williams wants to get on with it. And unfortunately, Philippe is actually leading the race. Somewhat slowly. Lap times are very much down at the moment. It's a second off the pace. And we should see him dart in here. I don't see why he's hurting his race that much. If he doesn't do it, he's going to be really under pressure. Maybe he just wants to lead for a bit. Here we go. There we go. He's in now. Okay, this will be interesting then. See how much time he lost there. Because I think he'll keep the gap. Even maybe overtake Jan Climbs. Because it looked like he had an awful stop. Let's see where Jan is at the moment. Oh, blimey, he's only coming through 6 and 7.
Wow.
Okay, this is going to be quite close.
There are very long pit stops.
Andy's saying maybe he missed his pit box. It's quite possible. It's entirely possible. Right, well, we'll stay here with Jan Climbs and we'll see it all unfold in front of us, where they all come out. We want to see him slot ahead, but I think he's probably going to slot just in behind. Oh, he had an opportunity to jump him in the pits there because of a tardy pit stop by Jan Climbs. Definitely was not on time. Okay. We want to see Phillips P disappearing right about now if he wants to hold the position. And it's not disappearing. It says that he's fulfilled his pit, but he hasn't left yet. He's leaving now. He's in front. Oh my god, he is going to come out in front. But the overspeed from Jan Climbs here could be a real fight on our hands here. He's kept the position so far, but we're going to have a very racy Porsche behind him. So that pit hurt Climbs so much that he's come out behind. Philippe's actually pulled a blinder here. But I would have thought he could have actually maybe even challenged for second, because he's at the moment it's only net third. Great stage of the race here. Jan Climbs has obviously got the faster car. He's got the warmer tyres. But Philippe's doing everything he can to keep him behind. He's got a very wide McLaren. Will we see any moves down these fast bits? Problem is that Porsche is not great in a straight line, is it? As we saw yesterday.
It's definitely susceptible to being overtaken on a straight line, especially if it's a high downforce setup.
Yep. And as we saw as well, the McLaren does do very well around here. Oh, that's a good 15 and 16 for Climbs. They're incredibly close going through 16. Here we go. We may see a move. There's already a lot of movement down the straight. Philippe has fulfilled his defence. No more movement from the McLaren can be done. And I think he's kept his position. Sad times for Jan Climbs. Gonna have to stay where he is for now. And all of this is really helping Adam Dubel, managing to stay in second position. Don't know how he pulled that out. He must have.
I don't know how on earth that's happened.
Must have pitted quite early and just managed to get into free air. Or just he's pulled a blinder. We didn't quite see. It's one of those things that sometimes happens in sim racing. Someone manages to get themselves in a good position and just jumps a load of people in the pits. We've got 42 minutes to go. Philippe's defending for his life here from Jan Climbs, and this is really for third position at the moment. They've been duped by the man ahead, and they've lost time, unfortunately, and a sight to second position. But I've got a funny feeling that Adam's probably going to fall off towards the end here. But this is a great little tussle that we got going on for third. As daytime's turning very slowly to dusk.
Beautiful.
It is looking rather nice. Just can't make a mistake here. Philippe puts 1 foot wrong. Jan Climbs is going to be all over the back of him. Literally climbing over. Oh. Oh. Now Bastida behind is also for position. This also could be very, very interesting. But someone who's really lost out in this section, Jimmy Holm. See, that's where Adam was. By doing that very early pit, he's jumped this whole group of cars. He's jumped 3 cars in that pit.
Wow,
You right?
Ah,
What did you say?
I said wowzers.
Oh, I thought you stopped mid-sentence. We went, wows!
I
I think you cut out. What race would you erase from existence? Just in general? I mean, it's got to be 1994 Imola, right?
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Either that or Suzuka 2014. Those are the only ones that you could erase, right?
Yeah.
But say if you didn't erase 1994, think of all the safety innovations that wouldn't be made. You wouldn't have the high shoulder support.
Well, 2014 Suzuka was also a pretty big part of that.
Yeah. Obviously 2014 Suzuka, you wouldn't have the halo, and we might not have Roman with us right now. We might not have, or we might have had a very injured Bottas only a few races ago. We might not even have Charles Leclerc because of the incident at Spa 2 years ago, or 3 years ago now. Yeah. It's a really tricky question, that, because arguably you could say the ones that caused the most damage and the ones that took, obviously, spectacular people from us. But then on the other hand, you could say the ones that didn't have a massive effect on safety. So that brings into the question, maybe you could think of Spa 2019. Stole 2 brilliant drivers from us, but obviously one of them still with us, but not in the same capacity.
The similar thing to the debate on whether the World War should have happened, because yes, they were awful, but they also they advanced technology so much during that time.
That's a good conversation as well, because when you see the advance of technology through war, it's absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
Something about war that pulls people's innovations together, right? It's a bit screwed up.
It's because people come together for it.
Like we wouldn't have nuclear. Well, we might not have nuclear power in the same capacity that we have today. So technically, the whole climate issue might be 10 times worse than it is now, because we'll still be burning crap loads of fuel and coal.
When we're still doing that,
I mean, we are. We are.
We're at least on the road to slowing down, but the thing is, we might be too late. So.
Yeah. Asterix says 1955 Le Mans. I mean, those are good old days. I mean, it's a horrible race, I get that. I always thought what's really in bad taste, right? Mercedes, after the incident in 55 Le Mans, decided to quit racing for decades, right? But then when they do come back, about 5 seasons in, they have a sponsor on the back of their car called CrowdStrike.
Oh, God.
What? I
didn't think of that.
Are they that brain dead? That's why they left. I know it obviously means something completely different, but when I first saw that sponsor, I was just like, come again? Very odd choice of sponsor. Surely they must have thought of that.
Yeah.
Because 55 Le Mans, that was where the Mercedes went through the crowd, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, horrific crash. Yeah, absolutely awful crash. I mean, there's so many crashes that you could say, you know, what race would you erase? You could say the Formula 3 race that took John Surtees' son from us. You could say the crash that involved Alex Zanardi and took his legs. You could say, who's that poor fellow in IndyCar that we lost? Was it Dan Wheeldon? So many races.
I can't remember. The race that took Billy Munger's legs.
Yeah. I mean, unfortunately, without racing, without, like, risk, it wouldn't be as appealing as it is, you know? Especially back in the day. That was the whole the idea, wasn't it? Risk for reward. Indeed. Sheesh! I think the one that had the most effect is obviously 94, isn't it?
Definitely.
94 Imola, Ratzenberger,
it's at least the most memorable.
Then Ayrton in the same weekend. And that brought forward so many safety innovations, like the front-facing monocoque cone, the whole idea of the monocoque shell, like life support system, the higher shoulder mounts so you didn't have side impacts that would hit you in the side of the head. Just overall safety, just absolutely, you know, steamrolled in. I mean, it made the cars look pretty ugly in 95 and 96, but at least it had an effect.
That's pretty much the same thing as the Halo, isn't it?
Yeah.
Ugly but safe.
I can't believe people even debated the Halo. Like, why would you not want something
I don't
that
think it was
saves
so
lives?
much. I don't think it was so much the fact of having a safety device there. I think it was the selection of which one to use that people were debating.
It's
So I think everyone, as far as I remember, everyone was in the agreement that something had to be put in.
Yeah.
But a lot of people wanted the windscreen, not the halo.
Yeah. But to be fair, have you seen the windscreen in IndyCar now? The aero screen? It's horrible. You can't see the driver at all. It looks like you're in a washing machine, and it's not as safe as the halo. Crazy that they went for that. I get, though, because it probably has an aerodynamic effect, and they do lots of oval stuff, so maybe that's one of the reasons why they decided to go with the aero screen. But, yeah.
When they were testing it for F1, I think Vettel said he was getting dizzy from it pretty early on.
Really? Wow, that's probably him.
I'm pretty sure he said that.
That's probably him just trying, not to have it implemented, maybe, one of those. I think the Halo's probably the most less intrusive options, and still engaging for the crowd, right? Because you can still see them, you can still see their helmets. Yeah, they've got a halo that somewhat obscures their vision, but these cars have pretty much got something that obscures their vision. We're watching Colm Sinnott. He's got two massive poles in the middle of the screen for safety. Yeah. I think any safety innovation these days is for the better. Why would you not want to make things safer? I'm surprised they didn't bring in some more innovation after Roman's crash in Bahrain in regard to structural rigidity around the fuel cell. Because they tried.
Maybe what they could change around there would risk the safety brought on by some other components on it.
I mean, they tried to say that it was just the fuel feed lines that broke that caused the fire at the beginning, but then it was quite evident that the whole fuel cell was punctured, which is so rare to happen, right? Because it's like a carbon, like a Kevlar.
Well, it's very
rubber.
rare that a car literally goes through a rail.
I know, right? But to be fair, rail strikes like that are quite common, were very, very dangerous, like early on. There's been a couple of people that have actually died because of those Armco, rail dividing crashes. It brought that question up a little bit more. But I guess without the rail divide, would we have lost Roman if it was a concrete block?
Probably.
I mean, we might not have had the fire. What did they determine the G was at the end of all of the investigation?
It was something ridiculous. It was
like 63 or something?
Yeah, 60 something. Fucking ridiculous.
Absolutely amazing amount of G. Like, he... have you seen what his Twitter handle is now?
No.
I think it's like the man who walks from fire, aka the Phoenix.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I like Romain Grosjean. Sad not to see him in the car this anymore in Formula 1, but such is life.
Yeah.
I am more sad that we don't have Kevin Magnussen in the car. I feel like he's kind of had his career. He's had 10 years. That's a healthy career in Formula 1. But Kevin's only had like 5 years, 6 years. It's not enough. And Kevin's so good. Like he's got a podium for McLaren in his first season. Like it's good. Don't think he unleashed his potential. Do like K-Mags. A bit aggressive. Who's your favourite driver in F1 who didn't really achieve, but achieved a place in your heart?
Talking about not achieving,
but still worked his way in to your top 10, let's say.
Would Massa count? Or did he achieve too much to be classified for
I mean,
that?
he achieved so much, but didn't quite achieve the best, did he? Yeah. 1 point away. Like, so harsh. Yeah, I'd say so. Massa was like the old stable mate, wasn't he? He was always the dependable Massa to have. He's always going to come home with good points. Never the same after his crash, though, right?
Yeah, no, that crash definitely. That was like about as close as he could get to a Kubica moment.
Yeah, I reckon he would have gone on to win multiple championships if it wasn't for that crash.
Mm.
Imagine
him in the 2010 Red Bull without that crash.
Oh, can you? He would just be
Oh, him and Vettel. Imagine that duel.
That would have been crazy, to be fair. Yeah. I would have liked to see DC stay on for a couple more years and maybe pair Vettel rather than Webber. But I think DC's years just caught up with him.
Yeah. I think Webber definitely achieved more than Short time could have.
Right, back to the race at hand. We've got 30 minutes remaining. It's always good to change up. Ada Slowthose trying to make moves on Mattia Bugnara. They're about a tenth apart from each other, so they're bumper to bumper at this stage. There's probably going to be something going on. So we'll stay with them. I think there might be a move going down into turn 1. He's very close now. Mattia, I don't know if he'll even defend at this stage. It's that close. Might be a bit of bump draft going on. He'll pull out the slipstream, and it's going to affect him. There's not much of a headwind today, but I think he's going to get a move done into turn 1. Oh, Mattia pulled into him in front of the braking zone. I don't really know what Ada Slow could have really done. Just as we left the onboard camera, it did look like Mattia pulled over. I guess, you know you've got a car on the outside like that. You've got to give a little bit of space.
Always have to leave a space.
Exactly. Always have to leave a space. Well, that's dented Bugnara's race, unfortunately. He's in P16 now. Might have gone further back, but I think he's okay. Is he with Fang, I think? Yes, he is. He's being hounded by Fang. Van Merville not having a good race, down in 18th position with Timon Nabu. Jay Fang going for a move on Mattia into turn 10. Sent it up the inside. I think he's got that job done. Mattia coming back on a cutback though. Really good exit of that corner. Takes the position back. Thank you very much. And there is another tap. Ooh, that was a bit tricky. I think he dealt with it okay. They're still battling into 13. I think Bugnara's getting a little bit frustrated. I think he's probably going to be attacked again, though, in a minute. Jay Fang falling back through 16. He's going to be attacked in a minute by Van Merville if he's not careful. We're all good at the moment. Right, let's see what's happening towards the top then. So, Philippe has managed to hold on to that gap from Jan Climbs quite well. And as I thought, he is closing in on Adam de Bell. 10th by 10th. Not inside a second just yet, but it looks like he is. Adam's tyres, I think, are probably just starting to see age slightly. Jimmy Holm, half a second away from Bastida. We might see a move there in a minute. But these guys, I think, will go toe-to-toe in a couple of laps' time. Let's see what's happening with Jimmy.
Jimmy!
He's not close enough, I don't think. Mark Bastida doing a sterling job holding behind. Ramsier, second position, wasn't he? He's down in 7th at the moment. Not seen much of Ramsier today. Jay Fang still fighting, going down in 17th. Bugnara and Fang still going toe-to-toe. Keep an eye on that gap with Jimmy. We might go back to it in a minute, but this seems to be becoming a bit of a spicy one here. There's a bit of a fight going on for 16, 17, 18, 19, all involved. Ludvigsen wants part of it too by the looks of things. Timon Nabu's got himself past Van Merville. We missed that. You can see they've swapped around, and he's going to be attacking Fang shortly, I think. No dramas. We're all good for now. Jimmy Holmes almost there, look, 3 tenths. 3 tenths, it's not much. All Bastida needs to do is make a little bit of a slip. Open a door for Jimmy to attack. We'll stay with them, this little gaggle for now, because it might see a move. a little bit further up the grid. We will jump straight to Jimmy. I think he's, yeah, coming through the last sector again, but still not close enough to attack for position. This is the battle going on at the moment. Noiki is also very close, I think, to... Is that Matt York? Part of the Silver Team Racing Eurowash. Looks like there's little pockets of battling going on throughout the grid, which is good to see. George Sazonov looks like he's got himself involved in a bit of a battle with Irish and Storr. All very close. There's quite a few little pockets of action going on that we need to kind of keep an eye on, isn't there?
Too many to count.
Too many.
Too many.
Too many. Too many. We'll keep an eye on Jimmy. He's dropped back a little bit now from these guys. Jay Fang's half a second. Tim LeBeau 3/10 back. But possibly in an area where you can make moves. So he's in turn 4, going to 5 now, I think. No, we're not. We're going down the back straight. No, we're not. Well, that's 4. It's a long old race, this one, not to make mistakes. So I'm sure they're easily attained by just putting a foot wrong. It's a long time to keep it on the straight and narrow, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes. Brunschitz looks like he's trying to attack. Noiki, sorry. This is for 23rd position. Not been this far back, really, have we? Unfortunately. Irish and Sazonov looks like they're still somewhat embroiled in a bit of a dogfight. John Papil just a little bit further back. And then Krop, unfortunately, a little bit off the pace at the moment. He's a lap down, is he? He's a little bit further back from Sir Williams. Oh, he's on the back of Sir Williams. Sir Williams not having a good race this race, as he's kind of fallen back a fair bit this afternoon.
Right. Not had the best race, but not had the worst one either.
Nope. Ooh. Brunschitz going for a move on Noiki into turn 1. Noiki taking the inside. Brunschitz trying to run it around the outside, but not managing to do it. Little bit of a twitch through 3, but he's lost a bit of pace on him now. I don't think he's going to get any moves done there. And the gap between these boys has opened up slightly. Fang, LeBeau, and Bugnara. And Van Meerveld. Jimmy Holm also gap looks like it's opened up. 8/10 now to Bastida. 20 minutes to go. It's a little bit of a long one, this one, isn't it? Seems to keep on trucking.
Keep on trucking. Keep on trucking.
Ooh, that's a slow off.
It is.
Yeah, not sure what happened there, but he was, yeah, turn 10, facing the wrong way. We'll see the number 63 car drop a little bit further down the grid in a minute. I think he's probably got back on around Ludvigsen. Behind Ludvigsen and Pauli. I wonder what happened with him then. Maybe just outbroke himself slightly.
That's likely, isn't it?
Definitely Domino says he's got his driving test tomorrow. Wish me luck, lads. Well,
Ooh,
very...
good luck.
Lots of luck coming your way. I remember when I passed my driving test. Probably one of the best days of my life. That sense of achievement it's electric.
Do you know, like, at the moment, on the day whether you pass, or do they have to, like, run it through stuff?
So I was told, literally, as soon as I pulled into the test centre after my practical test, that I'd passed.
Ah.
He said, as soon as we pulled in, turned the car off, and he goes, well, I'm delighted to tell you you've passed. That was my second attempt. My first attempt, I failed miserably.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you got yourself a driving licence, Seth?
Not yet.
Not yet. You got lessons on the go?
No.
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 It's tough. It is. It's one of those things that everyone says it's it's easy to get in a car and drive. Anyone can get in a car and drive, but can you drive in a manner that is safe and responsible?
It's a very big difference.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and I know they always say those first couple of years are always your most dangerous. But looking back on the first probably 6 months of me having my car, oh my God, how I didn't die! I've got no idea. You just got no control over the car. When you start to learn the car, you do kind of gain a little bit more control. It's like second nature now. It's like driving a car, riding a bike. It's one of those things. When you do something so much, you can do it with your eyes closed.
It becomes second nature.
Yeah, it's one of those things. I don't know what I'd do if I didn't have a driving license. I absolutely adore driving. There's something quite spiritual about being able to get into a car, put the top down, and just drive. Real good. You can't beat it. You get those warm summer evenings in like late August.
Yeah.
You can just open the roof if you've got a roof, or the windows, turn up the music, and just hit a B road, and very good.
Bit of it.
Very good indeed. Yeah. I have unfortunately sold my nice summer car. I don't have an S2000 anymore. But it burnt too much of a hole in my back pocket. I had to get rid of it. Great cars though. Very expensive now if you want to buy one. 10 grand plus for an old Honda.
Ooh.
No, thank you.
Oh, ooh. So not even a new one.
No, I had a 99. It was first off the production line. Yeah.
Wow.
Sold it for £8,000. I bought it for 4. I know, right? Appreciation.
Oh, did you make a profit selling it then?
Well, I mucked around with it and bought loads of stupid things, so I lost money, really. Yeah, but one of those things. We do have a battle for second position. Philip has managed to reel in Adam Nubel. He is only 3/10 out. Looks like they've been battling for a little while and we've missed it. But yeah, good luck, Domino. I'm sure you'll do fine. Just remember, keep calm and use your mirrors. And if you don't get
Is that what failed you in the first try?
Yes and no. I think I failed on a few things. Back then when I did my test, you got minors and majors. So you're able to get, I think it was up to 10 minors, but you couldn't have more than 4 minors in one area. So 4 minors in, say, your mirror usage will get you a fail. But if you got 4 minors in mirrors and 4 minors in observation, you'd get a pass. Or 3 minors and 3 minors, do you get what I mean? Had to accumulate to amount of minors. But if you got too many in the same thing, then you failed. So my first one, I failed on my mirror usage, and I also got a major incident happened where we were joining 2 lanes into one, and unfortunately I was on the outside lane when I should have been on the inside, and a car unfortunately came past me too close on the other side of the road. So I got failed because of that. But it wasn't my fault. He was overtaking someone. It was an idiot in a BMW trying to get past someone. He got really close to our car, but I made it worse on myself because I was on the outside lane when I didn't have to be. So I was wrong position on the road. So it was my fault. Yeah. I don't think I passed. I wouldn't have passed the first time anyway, even if that didn't happen. It was awful. Second time I got it though, it was all good. I only got 3 minors. But now you have to plan your route in advance and do it in a sat nav and everything.
Really?
Yeah, so you have to like...
Is that just like training you in using a sat nav?
Pretty much, yeah. They've kind of like integrated new things into the test. At least when I last looked into it, this is probably the last 5 years. You have to tell the driving instructor where you're going to go, or your driving instructor says, you know, what are we going to do, where we're going to go today. And you say, right, well, we're going to go to this area, we're going to do that, and then we're going to come back. And in between that time, they have to do your relevant, you know, stop here and do a turn here and stuff like that. So yeah, you have to navigate from one place to another, which I guess is kind of like necessary in real life, right? Yeah. I don't have a sat-nav in my car though, so it's kind of pointless.
You just know where you're going all the time.
Well, no, definitely not. It's kind of like trial and error, and you have to pull over and check on Google Maps.
Just have Google Maps on all the time.
I don't have a thing to hold my phone.
Ah, I should probably get one.
No, I don't want to clutter up my dash.
Ah, fair enough.
Yeah, I'm a minimalist. I don't like clutter. He says that. He's surrounded by crap in his office right now. Never mind. Right, we got 15 minutes left. We thought we were going to have a race then with Philippe and Adam, but looks like it has kind of petered off, but we'll stay with it because we might see some changing towards the top. I think unless Remy Papin decides to, you know, I don't know, throw it all away, he's got the win. He's 9, almost 10 seconds away from this little battle that's going on. Adam Dubel and Philippe Witzik are going toe-to-toe. Jan Klimes, unfortunately, can't capitalise on this little battle, but neither can Philippe because he can't get close enough. They're just exactly the same pace as each other. Maybe Philippe is a little bit closer, but he can't quite get it with the lack of downforce you get from following. I think we're probably just going to have to wait for an incident or a slight mistake from Adam. So when do you think you'll do your driving test?
Probably not for another few years.
No?
No.
I mean, people do put it off for a long time these days. And I don't think there's as much emphasis to learn to drive these days either. Depends on where you live. If you're like in a city, people don't do it.
It's also a thing of how stupidly expensive car insurance is for young ages.
Yeah, it's very expensive.
Like, I think even if you wait 5 years, it massively drops.
So how much is it now for a new driver to get insurance? Would you say?
I don't know the exact number. I just know it's ridiculous.
So I remember when I got my first car, my insurance was about £1,200. I think to insure.
I think it's quite a bit more than that.
I reckon it'll probably be double now. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, just to make you jealous, it costs me £300 a year to insure my car. Right now. I think it actually might be less. Might be about £280 a year.
Why must you torture me with this information?
Yeah, well, I got 10 plus years and no claims and all of that.
Oh, yeah, fair enough.
I had my licence since I'm 19. I'm double that age now. Almost. Not quite. God, that made me 38. No, I'm definitely not there. Right, Philippe, come on, what can you do? I want to see some movement. I can just feel that meme with that bloke poking that other thing with a stick going do something at the moment. There's not much battling going on down the grid. Well, there is. Jay Fang looks like he's very close to Limarenko. Limarenko looks like he's probably got past. I remember seeing Limarenko ahead. He's got Timon Lebeau for company. Vitaly Limarenko getting past these boys by the looks of things, or they've caught up to him, one or the other. I haven't been keeping too much of an eye on it because I've been too busy with third position. Mine is £1,300 and he passed last August. I know someone who will be over 2k. Well, it's all dependent on what car you get, right? I know like there is a bit of a trade-off. Like if you get, say, I don't know, like a 2002 Nissan Micra, it's probably going to be more than a 2015 Fiesta just because it's old and not very safe. You probably get really good insurance for a really safe brand new car these days, but you have to go out and buy a brand new car. So you probably get a cheaper insurance quote on, say, like a 2019 or a 2020 Fiesta than you will on a 2002 Fiesta, let's say, just because it's safer and newer, less likely to cause a crash. Yeah. it is a bit of a pickle trying to find out what car to go for. I remember when I was trying to get my car, I was looking through what cars would be like the cheapest to insure, what car will get me the cheapest insurance, and I'll look at the cost of the cars and include that in the insurance cost and work out the cheapest possible way. It turned out that I needed to get a 1998 Peugeot 206, and that's what I got, and I got it for £200. And
200?
£200.
What, the car for 200?
The car for...
Or the insurance?
The car for £200. The insurance was £1,200, so it was 2,000
right.
all in, yeah. So the car itself was from my then boss, who she said it didn't work, and she didn't use it to get to work anyway. They only used it as like an emergency. And yet the only problem is it just didn't have a battery. So they thought it didn't work because it's just been sat for ages. It just needed a new battery. It actually didn't need a new battery, it just needed power. I just charged the battery overnight and it was fine. The clutch was dead, and I dealt with a dead clutch for about 6 months before I got it replaced for the cost of about £300. It cost more than the car. And I sold it after 6 months for £900. So ever the businessman, I made money on it.
Hey.
Yeah. And then it bought...
Philip going for a move on Adam.
Oh.
Round the outside.
Oh, there was
Bit of a
touching.
touch.
That's, he had to get that done, didn't he?
Yeah.
He's worked that for a while. Whereabouts is this? This is into 3, isn't it? Oh, he's not. He's got to stay with him on the outside. Oh, no, he hasn't. He's tucked behind him. Because we're coming into 4 now and 5. No, it's 5, isn't it? No, it's 4. Good. So we're coming into 4. But, yeah, he's not going to be on the inside for 5, and that's going to be pivotal. He's got to stay with him, stay in that slipstream, and have a go down the back straight or in this middle section. But Adam Dubell's already opened up a couple of tenths. Too busy talking about first-person cars. I name all of my cars that I've ever owned. My first car was called Jean-Pierre.
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 Blue Peugeot. Jean-Pierre. Come on, Jean. Off you go.
Jean-Pierre.
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 You had to say it in a French accent as well. You couldn't just say Jean-Pierre.
Well, what's that a legal requirement?
Exactly. If you're coming into the car, he's like, careful with Jean-Pierre. He's old. But sorry.
He's crooked.
Yeah.
He's baguetted.
I feel sad because Jean-Pierre's probably in the scrap heap now. It's a good car. £200 is a steal.
Mm.
That car cost me less than you can get a racing steering wheel for these days.
Oh, that's depressing.
Very depressing. But hey, that's how it goes. Back in the day. I'm sure you could probably get cars these days for 500 quid. They're just absolute heaps. But I'm sure you could do it. It'll probably be a 2008 Peugeot 206. Oh, Philippe. So close but so far. Had a munch but didn't work out for him. Bless him. 0.3 is the gap. I think that's probably come down slightly since they passed the last time in screen. I think we're probably inside of a tenth, really. These guys are very close. But that Ferrari's just so good on the straights. He's able just to drive away.
Yeah.
And in the corners, it's just a very well put together car. I think obviously Adam might have made a mistake, and that gave Philippe the chance. Oh, it must be just harrowing to have a car that is that fast behind you, or that close. Just don't make a mistake, don't make a mistake, don't make a mistake, and then you inadvertently make a mistake. Has this helped Jan Climbs though? Still 4 seconds back. 6 minutes to go. As long as he can catch a second per minute on this little battling pair, he might be able to jump up towards them, towards the end. 12 seconds Remy Papin has been able to pull away. In a class of his own.
Yeah, he's just run away with us.
Yeah. You can't actually see him. Just about saw him at the end of the screen there, going round turn 1. Yeah. Class of the field this afternoon. Oh, he's eked it out to half a second now. I don't know if Philippe's going to be able to do it. 6 minutes to go.
No.
We got Matthias Bugus on the outside of Jimmy Holm as well. Oh dear. Jimmy, I think, has managed just to hold on to it. Jimmy's having a good race. 6th position. Seemed to have a good race last time out as well, didn't he?
Repeat performance instead of it being le good.
Why have we turned French?
Oui, oui, bien sûr, je mange le baguette. J'habite à la maison dans France.
Okay.
Dans Paris, tombé sur vous.
Oh, we're going full French, are we?
Ah, oui, oui.
Right.
Anyway. Can Philip get a good enough exit?
Maybe.
Perhaps.
At the moment, we're watching Matthias on the back of Jimmy Holm, looking very racy, even more racy than Philippe. We'll keep an eye on Philippe. Philippe, said Asterix, invented beachwear. I'm not sure Philippe is looking to flop this race. He wants a win, not a flop. In 2nd position, we'll give him a whole host of points, which he's desperate for. But half a second now, the gap's opened up. It was literally toe-to-toe earlier. Matthias is driving like an absolute madman to try and catch up to Jimmy Holm. These guys are very close. You got Climbs, Bastida, Holm, Bogus, all so close. It's crazy, they've been racing for an hour and a half and they're all still so close, toe to toe. That's how close this field is. If anything, it looks like Jean Climbs is actually slowing up slightly. Philippe inside of 4/10 now. But Matthias inside of 2/10 of Jimmy. It's just a matter of time if any of them make a mistake. Well in the slipstream. Just don't make a mistake in the braking and you might have a go into turn 1. You can keep it together. Jimmy's really close to Bastida. Bastida's not had a good turn 10. It seemed anyway, just didn't get a drive out, but Jimmy did. So did Matthias. He's on the gravel, he's lost time there. Philippe 3/10. He's gaining a little bit of speed. Maybe he just dropped off a little bit to cool his tyres before having a last-ditch attempt. We'll keep an eye on that 3/10 gap. It's now 1/10. What's Philippe doing? He's going for a move into turn 1. Dubel to the inside. Philippe on the outside into turn 1. Are we going to see a move? Comes to the apex, keeps it clean. Adam also keeps it clean. We have got a change for 2nd position, but Adam's going to come back on the cutback in 3. But I think Philippe's going to keep it. Manages to gap Adam going through 3. It looks like he's made that move stick. Excellent time to make that. 2 minutes to go. We'll keep an eye on Adam's pace. See if anything else happens. Good stuff. Get that move done with 2 minutes to go. That's soul destroying. I think maybe Adam's tyre's just starting to kick the bucket slightly. Philippe able to keep the pressure on a little bit longer. We might see Philippe spread his wings a little bit now and kind of disappear out of Adam's reach, but you never know. We'll check the next split time when it comes across, probably in about 5 seconds time. Yeah, 8/10 already. That's probably by the time they cross the line it'll be a second, as was the pace difference. Jimmy Holm going for a very hopeful dive into 10, but not managing to make anything of it. Matthias, how close is he behind? Incredibly. Okay, we might see a move of these boys then. What say you then? How many more laps? We're going to have definitely probably one more after this.
The engineers just said the leader's on final lap.
Okay, well there you go. Called it. Oh, look how close Matthias to Jimmy. Jimmy's going to have to go defensive into turn 1 or down the straight even. Matthias is going to have it done before then. Right in the slipstream. Got to be careful how many times Jimmy moves. He's defended the inside there. Matthias going for the outside move. Doesn't put it off into turn 1. Jimmy holds on. Oh, that was a squirrel of oversteer. Matthias might be able to capitalise going into 3, but I'm not sure if he's going to be able to. Hang it out wide in the Bentley. See what you can do. Shovel that coal. We've got a race on for P5 and 6 and 7. Ramsey are still up at 8th position. Look. Having a good race, bless him. Right, well, I think such as the commanding lead this man has, we were going to have to end with him. Don't want to leave that racing, really, because it looks rather spicy, but Remy Papin has done an absolute sterling job this afternoon.
Simply run away with it.
He's absolutely run away. Picked up his skirt and ran. Remy Papin. He's coming through 13 now, is he? Yeah. That's a Ferrari getting it out of the way completely. He's actually caught the pack. He's that fast. He's on the back of Sir Williams. Okay. Remy Papin then, round 16 triumphantly for the second win on the trot. That's another 100 points for Remy Papin coming across the line. P1. Good stuff from Remy. Really good race. Jimmy Holm is defending like an absolute madman, trying to keep Matthias behind. But I think Philippe has come across the line. He's being fought by Adam. But that's job done. Jan Climbs comes across in 4th position, just outside of the top 3. Then we've got Mark Bastida. Jimmy manages to hold on to it. Matthias in 7th position. Ramsier in 8th. Stuart McLeod coming across in 9th. Looks like he's all on his own. Colm Sinnott in 10th position after what looks like quite a fight. Bless him. Managed him to get himself into 10th position. Powell, the big Lebowski, Jerabowski, coming across in 11th. Jan Garbus, he's had an eventful race, hasn't he? P12 for him. Christian Steinhauser coming across the line very shortly. He was in P13. Timon Nabu and Jay Fang seem to be with each other the whole race. They're going to be 14th and 15th. And then we got Mattia Bugnara. He's had an eventful one as well. P16 for him. Finishes somewhat on his own in a very ominous team name. Vitaly Limarenko coming across in 17th. Vince van Merville not doing very good this afternoon. P18 for him. Ludvigsen, Jack Young, Ada Slow, 19th, 20th. Then we got Matt York coming across in 21st. Then we got Pauli, 22nd. Nowicki coming across in 23rd, Brunschitz in 24th, Quintin Seal, didn't really see much of him this afternoon. George Sazonov, we definitely saw a little bit of him. He's in 26th position with Trickle, Strauss and Storr and Sir Williams all crossing the line together. I think that'll be it because everyone else is off the lead lap. Frank Pedrazini, we got Kropp as well coming across. Alexander Irish, I think he must have actually called it a day. He's in the pit already. Maybe he was just a little bit further ahead. He's in 33rd. John Papil in 34th. And then we've got people who didn't finish. We've got Matthias, the second Matthias, Pascal Delucia, and then Ryan Renard, Paolo Lima, and James Cowley, all not finishing.
Oof.
Yeah. Well, that was an interesting race. It did get a little bit sour towards the middle. It was a bit of a long one, wasn't it? Thanks for the great commentary. But we tried to keep people involved. It was a bit of a long one. It sometimes is a bit like that in the 90-minuters. But we do have someone, I think... No, we don't. Don't want to drag someone who's not ready for an interview. We do. Yes, it's Remy Papin, the race winner, 2-time race winner, coming in for a little chat. Congratulations, Remy. 2 on the trot. How does that feel?
Thank you. I'm very, very happy with that. Today was a little bit harder at the beginning, with a lot of pressure from Climb just behind. I think I managed to keep my pace despite the overheating issues. But yeah, I managed to make a 10-second gap, and I think that's what saved me on the second stint. We almost have the same pace with Dubiel and the McLaren, so yeah. But overall, I'm really, really happy.
Yeah. Despite the change of livery,
Yeah.
It still looked very good. It wasn't as adventurous
thank
as
you.
before. How come you went for
Yeah.
the very abstract livery last time?
It was I didn't have any custom livery.
Yeah.
That's why I chose the one was on the game, and I found this one which was my favorite one. So yeah.
Okay. So
I,
it is a custom livery this time then.
yeah.
Yeah.
Made by my crew, Celtic Bromance.
Ah,
So
okay. Yeah.
yeah, big shout out to them.
It looked good. It looked good, and it looked good out in the
Thanks.
lead. To be honest, Remy, I know you said you were trying to defend yourself against Adam, but I think you were in another class of your own this afternoon. So congratulations with the win. You're well ahead now in the championship standings. You've got over 200 points, obviously because you got the 2 wins. I don't know how many you had coming into this, but yeah. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Next time we're around Laguna Seca, do you run well through there?
I really don't know first time with the Audi around there, so we will see.
You got to watch out. The Porsches are incredibly good.
Yeah, I know.
So you might have Jan Climbs up with you again. You never know.
True.
Yeah.
Gonna be a nice battle next week.
Well done again, and best of luck with the practice for next week.
Thank you guys. Thank you for your work, and yeah, see you next week.
See you soon, buddy. So things looking very good for Remy Papin for the championship. Yeah, very interesting stuff to see him that far up already. He pretty much ran away with it, didn't he, today? So yeah, I don't think we got anyone else waiting for chats. So I think, because it is a very long race for everyone involved, we'll probably knock that one on the head now. Saf, anything to finish on?
No. Looking forward to a normal length race next week.
Yeah, although they are quite good, it does take it out of you talking about them, because you have to give a constant commentary on this kind of racing. It's not like endurance where you can have a little sit back, but 90 minutes does seem to take it out of you. But yeah, normal 60-minute race next time, so a lot easier to chat about. So Laguna Seca for next time. That'll be on Monday night for the Tier 1 stuff. You can join me in SAF at 7:30. And then again for the Tier 2 on Tuesday at 7:30. Just for the hour this time. So maybe not so much talk of wizards and safety in Formula 1. But who knows? It spices it up a little bit. Thanks very much for watching, everyone. Thanks everyone in the chat for joining in. We appreciate you. And we'll see you next week.
Goodbye.